Well, a whole lot is happening. I know by now a lot of people will be wondering where exactly is the kitchen. But we decided to take it out today as we move towards 2019, the elections. But again, recall last week I did say we'll stop talking about 2019 because we're already in the year 2019. So possibly or rightly we should be talking about the February election and the election in March. So as we move towards that, a whole lot has been happening, and 2018 seemed to a lot of people as the year of denials. What is about some recordings of some videos you saw some other people maybe stuffing money somewhere, whether it is true or false. The argument has actually crept into 2019, and for some people swept under the carpet. But again, the audio again we've seen of we've heard, and whether the audio is that of the Minister of Transport or not, whether it's been doctored or not, is something again that a lot of people are still asking. What exactly has technology done to a lot of people as we move towards 2019, election in February this year? I'm still not getting used to that 2019, but perhaps I should just say welcome to the show. It's Political Stew. I'm Sulaiman Alede, and today we'll be looking at quite a whole lot, and you just won't believe the two gentlemen we'll be having on the show. Let's take a moment, and when we come back, we're going to see them. Welcome back, and looking at what exactly is happening, INEC has come up with this timetable, and many political parties have started their campaigns in earnest. And joining me now on the show is Senator Anthony Adefuye. He's an APC chieftain. He joins me live on the show. Good to have you join me.
Thank you.
A whole lot is happening, and when it comes to campaign, I think it's best for us to bring people like yourself who's been there, and you're still very much there. So let's start by looking at the constitution of the APC campaign machinery and how it has started. What do you make of it, and looking at some of the key people? To start with, is it true that the movement has left the hands of where people thought it would have been, or it was, to Chief Bala Tinubu? Is he truly the man to drive this bus to where you headed for your party?
Well, he is the chairman of the campaign committee for the presidential campaign. There is no doubt about that. The president himself has named him as the man in charge of his campaign, and that is the truth about it. Now, what we are trying to do is really to slimline the campaign. We have a situation in our hands where every candidate is just going about his own campaign, and we think we should do something to bring, maybe in a local government, to bring the member of House of Reps, the House of Assembly, and the presidential team and the gubernatorial team together, so that we can do house to house and campaign to the people, since we have what to campaign with. I mean, we have been there for 4 years. That is what we have done. We could easily tell people what we have done. We believe there is our opponent.
Did you say easily? You think it's that easy?
Well, in a situation that we are now, I don't think there's alternative to APC. I don't think there's alternative to APC. If you look at the other parties, you find quite a lot of people who have been there who have failed. How can you imagine Nigerians at this age taking a custom officer as a president, as their president? It's not possible. You know what people say about custom officers or custom people. You know it already. There's no need for us to campaign about it. You just need to say, oh, that presidential candidate, he was a custom officer before.
But that's not charitable for that organization, the customs
Then let them change their behavior. Let them change.
You have your
Let them
party,
change their
you have your
character.
party man there who is the Comptroller General.
Look,
Is he
if
effecting
the
that
custom
change?
people are not ready for that slang, let them change their behavior. Let them improve. Let it be like any other place in the world. Let it be. There's no need for people going on the road and then the custom will come out and then say, where is your custom paper? No, I don't think it's right. You should do everything at the port and it will end there at the port. Do your work. Finish. I don't want to know whether you are appointed by APC or whatever it is. Just do your work. If you are in the port, do your work and clear the trucks from the road. That's all. That's all that concerns me.
So we don't move out from where you left off before I interjected.
Yeah.
And this is about campaigns. And for your party, we need to know how your party is taking this. And you don't feel that it is right. You say you don't have an alternative
To APC.
To APC,
Yes.
and somehow you're trying to also say something towards the PDP that they are candidate, because the only custom officer we know, the former customs officer we know, is the candidate of the PDP. But while he was a member of the APC, just recently, you didn't quite see this about him, did you?
Well, look, I don't want to mention him because most of these people were also friends, even though we belong to different political party. So, but I'm just going to say what I believe. What I believe. Now, if he was VP for 8 years, and the comment about the president about him is so and so, what do you want people to do? I didn't say so. The president, whom he was vice to, said so, that he was unfit to govern anywhere, not even a local government. He said so, not me. And one of their members also said, if you allow him to rule for 1 day, it will take 10 years to repair. I didn't say so. They said so about themselves when they were all struggling to become their presidential candidate, not me. But as we are saying, let's go about APC. Let me tell you what APC is capable of.
Well, I can't wait to have the PDP come on the show so that they can tell me what exactly they think about your own candidate as well. But we're talking about the APC and the campaigns.
Now, let me tell you about our own candidate. Of course, you know he's been there for 4 years. And for that 4 years, it was away for almost 1 year, approximately, due to ill health and so on and so on and so forth. But you can see what he has done. You can see that he is not a man who is interested in big elephant projects. He first of all wanted to complete all ongoing projects, which is unusual for Nigerian presidents or governors. They want to start their own. This man did not say he wants to start a new thing. He wanted to complete what was on the ground, and that is what he's doing. And because of that, we've had Lagos Ibadan now almost into completion. We've had Kaduna rail to Kaduna Abuja rail almost completed. We're going to have so many roads completed in the next 6 months and so on and so forth.
I was fortunate to have a train ride, from Kaduna to Abuja.
You enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it, but where I'm coming to is, I started thinking, I said to myself, if you have given this credit to President Buhari, and you also mentioned that he was away for almost a year because of his ill health. But people, Nigerians, what do you make of comments and observation that he's rather too slow to act in some of the issues that border on, the nation?
No, I don't think it's slow. Nigeria is a nation you have to be very careful in governing. We have three major tribes, and you have to be very careful in what you say, what you do, so that people don't misinterpret what you say. People don't misinterpret what you do and so on. You have to be very, very careful. But when people run, they're probably running so that you don't see what they're doing. You know, you hear less of corruption now. I'm not saying it's completely eliminated. No, I'm not saying so. But it has gone down quite a lot. People are not bragging or brandishing corruption anymore. We've had a situation where governors are governors. They don't want, they are not, they even exhibit that they are now rich and ready to become the presidential candidate. Not to impress you that they have done very well for a nation. You know that. Now, if you see people, we now have a president that the governors are afraid of, and they all pipe down and they are working like a team, not just anybody just doing whatever he likes and so on and so forth.
You think they're afraid of the president, knowing full well that they have immunities, that the president can't actually act on any of these governors should any one have any question on their on the activities in their state. So it shouldn't be a case of being afraid of the president.
The Nigerian president has absolute power, can do anything. He's the most powerful president in the world.
But they can't unseat or try a seven.
You don't let us. That is not the discussion for tonight. But don't forget that. Don't forget that during Obasanjo, he unseated almost 2 governors or 3. So I don't want to go to that because that's not why we're here. During the PDP government, they unseated almost 3 governors, either for corruption, for whatever. Even some entered the country dressed like a lady. These are people who are now coming back and they want to rule the country again.
So your party has started its campaign, and a lot of people thought it should be issues based, and for some they still think that your party, the APC, isn't youth friendly. We saw some young people leaving your party to align with the new political parties as they move into this election.
You say youth friendly. Are you not a youth? Am I not a youth? Look at you. Am I not a youth?
No one would agree that you're a youth.
Oh,
you recall that.
You're as young as you feel. Don't.
Was that why the PDP at that point in time they had? How old was he again? I can't remember. Someone in his 60s or so as the chairman of the youth wing of their party.
Look, we have a youth leader. They are 60, 65. You're as young as you feel.
I know it's about the feeling, but we still expect to see younger people.
Honestly, at this level of our party, things will change in future.
You want to give us an idea of what to expect?
Well, I saw what's his name?
Yeah, Fela Durotoye.
Well, I was glad to see him because I know it may not be for today, but for the future we are seeing nice people coming into politics. That's all I can say. I'm not saying so. But let's come back to APC. Now, if you look at what is happening now, you will find that the type of corruption that did exist in the last 16 years in this country has dampened. In fact, I have become poor. Not because I am not hardworking, not because there are no surplus money flying around. That is the problem people have now. But by the time we get used to it, by the time you get used to the fact that nobody is playing with my money, let me give you an example. We all make money and then go and put it in the bank. And the bank take the money and steal it and take it abroad. After a year, they say the bank has liquidated, or you buy shares in the banks, you buy it for 10 naira, and by next year, the value is not up to 1 naira. What has happened to it? Somebody has stolen it. That has reduced completely. That has reduced completely. I invested quite a lot in shares, and I found out that it's like putting your money in a basket that has no bottom. So the banks, we must look at the banks. If we want to fight corruption, we must look at the banks. No single person should be allowed to own a bank. It's an institution where we all put our money. These are the type of corruption we want to fight, we want to moderate, we want to make sure that things, if you put your money there, it must be safe.
Doesn't it bother you that you have people who represent some people and they live somewhere? For instance, you're representing us in Alimosho, you're living in VI or Lekki. Does it make sense? Is that representation?
Let me say to you, a lot of things are not going right. We are just trying to correct quite a lot of things. And the only government that can do so is APC. With time, things will be corrected. No, we are not saying everything is right as it is. We are not saying people are not hungry. But we didn't steal their food. We are just trying to restore normalcy now. And we are trying to prevent those who stole their food from coming back to steal more.
So your door-to-door campaign, as we've seen, especially with the vice president going, from homes to places and even barber's shop. For that moment, I thought I should have been a barber and have the vice president come sit on my barber's chair. What is the whole idea? What are those messages, and how are the people taking such kind of campaign as you have introduced by your party?
Now, people are amazed that we come to them in their respective houses. When you do open campaign, people don't have time to come there. People are afraid of hoodlums to come out there. But when you take the campaign to them in their homes, they are so happy and they listen. In fact, they are ready to give you rather than take from you because you came. To let them know.
That's a new discovery.
Yes, because you came and to let them know. They offer you water, they offer you soft drink, and they want to know what they don't know before. Oh, this is the vice president. Yes, he's in my house, he's in my market, and so on and so forth. I go to houses, and if I say I'm coming to this street, find quite a lot of people getting ready for me with drinks, with food, and so on and so forth. What do we give? Jackets, our caps, our emblems, and so on. And people are so happy. Most of the people who demand for money they don't come out to vote. They don't come out to vote.
You mean those who ask for money?
They don't come out to vote. And most of you too, who are journalists, who do this thing, who talk, you don't come out to vote.
You know why?
Yes.
Because while you were there at the National Assembly, you didn't make laws for people to have early voters. Because if I'm here in the studios and I'm talking about election coverage, and you have not given me the opportunity to cast my ballot before the D-Day, how do I vote? The cameraman is out there on the street. So in other climes, they have early voters. Yeah. But while you were there at the assembly,
you don't do early voters now. People say you have rigged it. How much more when you now do early voting?
But we need it so that people like us can vote.
People say they want to vote from England. No, it is not possible in Nigeria for now. Don't let us deceive ourselves.
Senator Adefuye, but we need early voting in Nigeria so that people
go out in the time. The thing opens at 9 or 7. Go out and vote.
The studios open from 6.
Close your video, close your studio for that period. Make sure you vote.
When we
change yourself. Make sure you vote.
When we close it, that's when people run away with.
If you know you have no vote, close your mouth.
That's when people run away with the ballot. When we close the videos.
No, take the video to.
Or you bring the polling booth to the station.
No, you take your station to the polling booth. No, honestly,
I think it's something that, speaking seriously, I think it's something that the nation should look into.
With development and civilization, yes, it can be done. Now we supervise the polling booth ourselves. Every politician stay by his polling booth and make sure he knows everything that is happening. Not when they now bring a vote and say there are some early voters, they have done this. Nobody will accept it from you. In Nigeria today, no.
Well, they have to work on that. Let's close on
They
this.
will say they are ghost worker, they are ghost voters, they are ghost this, they are ghost that.
We love the ghost in Nigeria, just the same way we love, doctored and fake and everything in the
fake
country.
doctors.
No, they say everything. You hear an audio, it says it's been doctored. You see a video that says fake video, fake news. But now let's close on this.
Yeah.
February 16 is D-Day. Do you see President Muhammad Buhari being re-elected, and
Yes.
why?
Not only that he will be re-elected, he will have, the margin will be so high this time. People always undermine President Buhari. I have been in this game for a very long time. There is no time President Buhari has not come with 7 million votes from the north. There is no time at all. He has always come with nothing less than 7 million votes from the north. If he can, and this time, I'm sure it will double. Plus the votes of the West. We are one.
Senator Anthony Adefuye,
And the South, we shall share it.
Many thanks for speaking with you, and I hope that just before the elections you find time to come to the studios again. By then our brand new studios should be ready to have you. And it's been a pleasure speaking with you this evening.
Thank you.
Well,
And I will also come after we have won to say I said so.
all right, I think that'll be interesting. Well, we'll take a moment. When we come back, the senator already gave you an inkling on who will be next. Fela Durotoye. Stay with us.